are back now, joined by Gabe Marquis. Great to have you on here in the Sullivan Tire postgame show. Gabe, first of all, congrats on winning the tournament.
Yeah.
Outstanding game out there. You had an outstanding tournament really the whole way. How was it to be able to, really step up for this team down the stretch?
First of all, I appreciate the nice words, definitely down the stretch. It was just all about, development at the end of the day. Like, I wanted to go in there and prove what I could do. I was given my opportunity, and I feel like I, went out there and did the most with it. So, just all the work that I put in this year, it was really a blessing to see it all come to fruition. I just had a great time with the guys, and we were blessed to get another couple of weeks, and I feel like we made the most of them, and, ended the season on a win, ended it on a good note. So, we're going to go in with a lot of momentum next year, and just the work never stops. So we'll probably have a week and a half at most, and then we're right back in the gym, right back into it. So, I'm just excited. It's a process, and you just got to fall in love with the work. So, that's what we're going to do.
And how was it to transition from more of a reserve role this year? You're going to practice every day. You're playing hard, working against your guys, to come in here. When the opportunity presents itself to you, you showed up.
Absolutely.
All tournament, right?
Yes,
so,
sir.
I mean, you showed up, you worked hard all year, and now the opportunity arisen for yourself. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, and I mentioned this in my last interview, like, staying ready when my number is called, when my name's called, like, has always been big for me. So, no matter what my role was throughout the season, I was just always ready to go whenever I was needed. We've always had a kind of next man up mentality, so I was just ready whenever my number was called. And, practice, we compete. We go hard at each other. So, I think going against guys like Ryan Blakey, Jordan Cooper, Josh Williams, having to guard those guys and compete against those guys just makes you that much better, So on top of the work that you get in by yourself, you're going at these guys every day in practice. And, you guys saw, what the product is on the court, so.
Yeah, you guys obviously now head into the offseason, but as you said, it's not really the end because you guys will be right back at it.
That's right.
But what are you looking forward to the most about, this spring, this summer, getting ready for 26, 27?
Yeah, well, I think short term, I'm looking forward to a little break. I'm going to, rest my mind mentally, rest my body physically, kind of just chill for a little bit. But then I'll be excited to get, back in the gym with the guys. I'm sure we'll have transfers. We got freshmen. So, just building those relationships, continue to grow my relationships with my current teammates, my coaches, and just getting in the gym and, pushing each other every day and working hard. And, coaches always said, like, you want to start with the end in mind. And for us, that's just getting right back to the LEC championship next year. So, everything that we do, has to be, pushing towards that goal. And so I'm just excited to get right back to it and, kind of have that mentality, like get 1% better every day. So, and I just want to shout out my teammates, man, and I want to shout out my coaches as well. They believed in me. They put that, opportunity in front of me, and I was just blessed to be able to play for them and play with them all year. So I love going to war with my guys, and, I'm already looking forward to next season when we get to do it again. So.
Obviously, getting a lot of work done on you. You got a bunch of cupping done. All these extra jumpers you've had to get up over the last few days. You excited to take a few days off, go on spring break?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be chilling for sure. I'm looking forward to, like I said, just resting and kind of taking it easy. We've been going all year. We had, I think, 91 practices, and I practiced in every single practice. So it's like, it is a lot, but you got to love it. If you didn't love it, you wouldn't be here. So. I take a lot of pride in that. The best ability is availability. And, I was there every practice. I was making sure I did what I had to do to be there. But, yeah, definitely spring break is much needed, I think, for a lot of the guys. Speak for a lot of guys when I say that. Just looking forward to going home and, seeing the family and whatnot. So,
rock on, man.
Well, practice and hard work certainly showed up in the tournament. 37 points across 3 games. Outstanding job out there, Gabe. Congrats on the win.
Yes, sir.
And great season.
I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, y'all take care.